What's going on, everybody? Cullen Gandy here, and we've got some big new plans coming out of the Biden administration when it comes to tackling that $1.6 trillion student loan debt situation we've all got going on here in the United States that just happens to affect 1 out of every 3 millennials. And if you're a millennial like me and you weren't a very discerning type guy, you took on more loans than you needed to get a degree that you probably shouldn't have gotten. So this is really going to help you folks, especially who are working on what's called the income-based repayment plans. And you've been following what's been going on around the student loan discussion here in the United States over the past year. You will know that the administration tried to roll out a writ large forgiveness package for a lot of these students that were struggling to pay these loans. On the low end, for the people that didn't have Pell Grants, that would mean a $10,000 forgiveness. And for the people that did engage with the Pell Grants, that means $20,000 against those loans that they would have had to pay otherwise. And just like most legislation and just most government-related laws in general, it went off without a hitch, completely flawlessly. Just kidding. One party, I'm not going to name which party it is, I'm not a political guy here, but they have tied up this proposed plan to roll out these forgiveness packages in the federal courts. And so that is where this is all being hashed out right now. But not before the Biden administration did roll out this very ambitious website where we put in all of our information and they give us a very hopeful message that, yeah, we're going to get your money to you, just no problem. And then got a very sheepish second email saying, maybe you're not going to get the money anytime soon. So here are the biggest proposed changes to income-based repayment should this plan go through, and it is now in the public review section, so you can actually go in now and make your comment and tell the actual federal government, tell the administration what you think of these. But here are the largest points that you're going to want to see. So the first, and arguably one of the most important changes that he's trying to push through, is that he's going to have the minimum payment on your discretionary income towards loans from 10% to 5%. And as a mortgage and a sales guy, this is going to be especially huge for like millennials who are going in for that first home or maybe trying to get into a new home but they got a larger family. And you know, a lot of these folks, they have a set income, especially in these times, and they can't really get past those DTI requirements, those debt to income ratios. Well, now that the minimum amount towards your discretionary income is going to be at 5%, that's going to be going towards loans. That's going to free up 5% towards your debt to income ratio that you're going to be able to work towards to get a good mortgage, should the rates ever fall from these heights. So another much needed change that's going to go along with these income-based repayment plans, especially for the low income wage earners, is that the payments are going to be set effectively at 0 per month for these people that are at least 225% below the American poverty line. Now this works out to, I think, $30,400 or $30,600, or if it's a household, that'll be $60,400. One really cool development in addition to that is that if all of these folks who are on these student loan income-based repayment plans are making these payments, even if they are effectively $0 a month, the loan balances will not increase with the interest rates or balloon upwards so that they become uncontrollable, which is really cool because a lot of my friends that have problem with student loans, they've been making their payments and these loans are larger than ever and they're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You know, it's like indentured servitude or something. And one thing that's going to change the game, especially for folks that go into like a community college or something like that, is if they have loan balances that are initially $12,000 or less, those will be forgiven in a period of 10 years rather than 20. So this is going to make a lot of different kinds of education effectively free for people who really need it. But all of this is really going to be contingent on one thing. Whatever the result of the rollout of this litigation that's going on around the initial package that they wanted for student loan forgiveness, whenever that happens, we are going to have a 60-day period before student loan payments resume again. And so during this time, if you're looking for a mortgage, you want to get into a home or something, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. One, because the prices and the rates are incredibly high. Prices really haven't adjusted downward enough to be able to be accessible, especially for those first-time home buyer types. So until that 60-day period ends, where the litigation has finished and everything's been settled, we are still going to have to rely on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac guidelines around what we calculate the student loan balance payments should have been, right? Because right now everybody's payments are effectively frozen. But that means that if you're trying to qualify for a mortgage loan, let's say, you have to calculate 1%. If you're with one agency, I think it's Fannie Mae, does it by 1% of your base value as payment every month, or 0.5% if it's Freddie Mac, right? So that's a big chunk of change. If you have a $100,000 loan, right? That's $1,000 a month that's going to be added to your debt to income ratio. Now, if you have $1,000 debt that you have to put on there, chances are it's going to be pretty hard to qualify for a home loan when you only make $3,000, right? And you still have your car payment and everything else. So politicians are sort of really fighting this hand and tooth to try and get this proposed legislation sort of dead in the water before it even starts, because they say it's unfair for some people to be forgiven of their loans when so many other people have dutifully paid their loans over the point of 30, 40 years, right? And if there's one thing that we know, it's politicians are really devoted to the idea of fairness. So I have faith in the system. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that we should be making these adjustments to student loans and their income-based repayment plans? And you can always let the federal government know too. This is the 30-day, I think the 30-day period started at the beginning of January. So you still have a month to let folks know what you think should go in, what you don't think should go in with this. And as always, if you like this video, please shoot me a like or comment, subscribe, do anything. I'm trying to get engagement, sweet, sweet engagement. And bring more videos like this, more value to you, so that we can be a little bit richer and a little bit happier down the road. Peace, guys.